Hello folks, welcome to the channel Curious Bike with Alan. Right, this channel is all about tips on maintenance, modification and cycling tips. What I'm going to share today is one of a very important thing, that is how we going to index, tune or adjust your derailleur, right, to make sure you have a smooth shifting during your ride. So usually what I like to do, I like to just tighten the barrel screw. Okay, you can tighten clockwise. Okay, I will also tighten all this limiting screw before I readjust it. Okay, so I will share with all of you how I personally adjust, but of course my method is always my method. There might be a better method out there, but this is how I have adjusted for so many bikes. Okay, so usually what I do after I tighten all this, right, I will always shift my derailleur upwards to the gear 1, okay, or the biggest clock, to make adjustment first. Then after that I will shift it down to the high gear, right? So this is how it goes, right? After you have tightened, don't worry, try to shift them. It doesn't need to be smooth, because we just want to know if it's able to go to the biggest clock. Okay, so right now you see not able to, right? Because it's stuck, because the limiting screw is stuck. You cannot push this pulley cage inwards. So what we're gonna do, we got to go to the L, also the low limiting screw, and give uh, anti-clockwise, maybe 2 round. Okay, then you try. Yeah, we are able to do so, right? But it's not stable, it's not staying there. So in order to make it there, you can use this bear adjuster, right, just to shift a little bit, maybe 2 round or 3 round, anti-clockwise or inwards towards this. It's very easy. When you shift inwards, we are going towards this. When you shift outwards, we are coming out. Okay, so we try again. It stays already, right? See, good, right? So what you're going to do right now, we shift the other way. Okay, so now it's stuck on gear 9. We are not able to go. So we're going to do same thing, because there's a H limiting screw is limiting this pulley cage to move outwards. So easy, use your screwdriver, go in, make 1 turn or 2 turn. Okay, then you try. See, able to already, right? So you try to shift up again. Shift down. Okay, so you see, here's a question. Sometimes when you shift up, you find there's a drag, right? The sound. So what you can do, shift 1 round of this. You see, it's better than earlier. Or you can shift a little bit more. So we are done. So this is how you shift it. Okay. Okay, so some of you also concerned, hey, what this screw is all about. Okay, I'm going to share with you, but just a little tips. Although here is a plus sign on the screw, but never use a plus sign, a plus screwdriver. You always use a minus one. Okay, because there is one stretch, you are able to go in, and then you twist it, then you're able to have the strength to push it. If not, right, if you use a plus screwdriver, what you're going to do is you're going to rounded the bolt. Okay, then you have trouble later. Okay, so this is just extra tips. Okay, earlier on, as I mentioned, the boat over here, right, is to make adjustment to see whether this part over here is this angle, or you can adjust it like that. So my recommendation is always to have it in this way, in a way that the chain can come in smoothly, all right, and do not crash against the teeth. But the more as I call it, the more as it is, it will help to ensure more steady shifting, smoother shifting, and faster shifting as well. Okay, so at the current moment, this is like that. Okay, so of course, if you use a bigger cassette, you'll probably need space. But this is 32, so you don't need such a huge space. What you can do is you can make adjustment to this. Okay, it will be better. So how are you going to adjust it? Right, this screw over here. So you got to do anti-clockwise. Same thing. Loosen it. Okay. You can see now the angle is a little bit different. You can go a little bit more anti-clockwise. Okay. So now you can see the thing is more S. So when you shift gear, you gotta engage more. Right? So when you're on the highest gear, you gotta be stable. Okay. So here's the trick. The trick is do not be too wide, do not be too close, because you will have problem crashing into your teeth. Just nice. You can even go a little bit more in this case. Okay, so you're going to make some adjustment. Naturally, it's going to be like that. Okay. So as I mentioned, once you adjusted everything correctly, the shifting should be smooth. Okay. And do you even know you can press your shifter if you need to drop into a low gear all the way? Okay, usually you see all the way you can shift 4 gear. One more time is already gear 2 and one more. Okay, when you come down for Tiagra, right? So another tip, once you have your derailleur adjusted properly, you see a lot of people when they cycle on a high gear, okay, smallest clock, and this is what happened. When they cycle and then there's probably a traffic light, people stop. Okay, no problem. Next moment when you need to kickstart again, you will need to have a draggy. You probably need to stand up and push the pedal. Okay, so it's difficult. Okay, so what I recommend is when you're pedaling, okay, when it's about amber light, give yourself some time to do a free wheel, push all the way, one more round. Okay, you probably stop at this gear. Okay, so what happened? What's the advantage of stopping at this gear? The next moment when you pedal again, you can just go. And then after that, when the momentum comes, just shift back to the gear that you want. Okay. So over here, I like to explain what is this chain line all about, right? As you can see, when it's on the gear 10, or this is well adjusted already, right? It's not the smoothest, but you can realize the chain line is a bit bent. So the straightest chain line you will find is probably gear 5, where you can see this chain line is straight. So when it's straight, this is of course the most efficient gear, right? It will have no obstruction or no obstacle. Okay, so same thing. If you go to the biggest chord, you will also realize that it is slightly bent. But when it's a biggest chord over here, it's slightly bent is okay. You got more catchment area. It's still able for you to climb. Okay, so why sometimes some people say, hey, my chain got sound. Okay, it's because when you go to the smallest chord, it's a little bit bent. So what determine how this chain line works is because you got to understand in your cassette there is also a spacer. At the BB there's also a spacer. So today, right, that spacer, if you're going to remove it, the front, when you put in your crank arm, will go inside towards the bottom magnet. So technically your chain uh, will bend more. Okay, so when is that case, so you need to know how you see and how you adjust. It's either you put a spacer there, or you minus a spacer here, you minus a spacer here, or you put a spacer there. But nothing is perfect, but there will be a way, right? Because usually if it's an 11 gear, you probably can't fit any spacer on it, right? And then you'll see where you can adjust over there, because some crank arm are slightly a bit different, so not every time it's the same, right? So this is just my riding experience. After I know playing around a lot of people's bike, this is how I realize. So this is just additional tips for all of you. So as I mentioned, right, just to recap, this is the H limiting screw, L limiting screw. I always call it high gear, low gear. Okay, then this is the adjuster barrel. So as you can see, right, if today I'm gonna shift it uh, anti-clockwise, now can you see the chain, the pulley cage is allowing the pulley cage to push inwards, so your chain is bent. So there's a reason why sometimes you just need some micro adjustment, right? You adjust it, the thing will straighten already. Okay, so if you do it clockwise, okay, see, now it's straight. Okay, if I adjust it more to the max, my chain is bent towards. And if I'm already at the last gear, and with this, if I want to pedal again, the chain will drop inwards and got jam here. Same thing when you're on the biggest clock, and if you push it, your barrel adjuster over, this is what happens when people go to gear 1 and then the chain topple over here, because right, the pulley cage was pushed further out of range from the smallest clock, or from the biggest clock. Okay, so this is what you can do and check. So also very importantly, this is what you call the derailleur hanger. In the past, I used to adjust the derailleur. You can't imagine, probably for hours. I can't get it right. I also don't understand after I adjust so many bike and I have problem with that particular bike. Then I realized, because this is bent. Okay, then there's another tool for me to use and bend it straight. So when this is bent, the whole derailleur is bent, so you will hardly get correct, especially that 1-2 gear, you hardly get it right. Sometimes a little margin of error is fine, but when the margin is huge, then you hardly get it. Okay, so do not need to panic, just need to check this few things only. So folks, hopefully you have enjoyed the tips and sharing earlier regarding how you adjust this derailleur. Basically, this is a Tiagra 10 speed. So the fundamental skill applies throughout. Whether is it the Sora 9 speed, 11, 105, Altigra, Dura Ace, it works the same. It works the same. Okay, so hope you find it value adding, and it's really easy that you can do it yourself. But then again, the question is always people are worried that if I make some adjustment and the thing can't adjust back. Okay, it won't be right, because all this mechanical stuff, they are technically fixed. So all you need to do is to get used to making adjustments. So maybe when after a ride or sometime during a ride, weird sound popping up, if you hear correctly, is from the derailleur. That is the only few things that happen where maybe the chain line or the limiting screw somehow, right, is affected. So some people also did ask me before, how come I adjust already, the thing will run off? Okay, so the only possibility that I can think of is because sometimes all these are boats. When we ride on the road, there's a vibration here and there. Maybe there's minimum adjustment, but sometimes that minimum adjustment will just simply affect a little bit here and there. But more importantly is today, after knowing this is so easy, so when situation arise, I'm very sure you yourself are able to DIY and ensure this thing work properly for your benefit. Okay, so thanks for watching today, and I always share. If you think this channel is going to benefit to other rider out there, please do share with them and probably get them to subscribe to check out the rest of the episode. All right, so for now, bye.